San Francisco, and chicken sing. It's wrong. Got to know I'm backing up cycles and rises.
I forget to get my Diet Coke out.
I want to know what's wrong with your shirt. It's actually showing your skin.
Oh my god, that's a hole.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a hole right there.
Holes.
Both of them. Yeah. So this is the beta of this other style of shirt from Vape and Swag, right?
Oh yeah.
It was the beta that he made for me.
The sublimated one,
shirt, right?
Yeah.
And after a few washings, the bleach or whatever he used, I mean, just ate the shit out of the shirt.
No, nothing says I was big time than that shirt.
I got holes too somewhere in here.
Not gonna lie, I totally forgot to change shirts.
Rob says this is how I washed up on American shores. Well, I sure as hell didn't wash up with a MAGA hat on.
Mast, not gonna lie, I was thinking of that kind of joke, and I'm just like I can't even get it in right now, so I felt like the time expired, so I didn't bother. God damn it, Rob.
Yeah, not only is this a metal styled pose shirt, yours truly is featured on the site. Hold on, I'll get the link for you. Vape and Swag.
Please do.
Vape and Swag Originals, reviewer inspired. I think that's no.
They took us off of there a long time ago. It's been 5 years.
We were on there last I checked.
Well, somebody probably sent them an email and said, "Who are these has-beens?"
Well, he posted in our group not too long ago.
Well, we're about to go delete that post if we're not on his site.
Right?
I don't see it. Oh yeah, there we are. Yeah, YouTube reviewers, Plumes of Hazard. Here, hold on. I'll share my screen. Click application window.
Yeah, show angsty. So
Plumes of Hazard. Share. There we go. So Plumes of Hazard. The trailer. Here's the shit. Look at this shit right there.
Ooh, man, who's that sexy guy?
Biatch. Click through. So he said he wanted a picture of me wearing it when he said it. I was like, ah, sure.
Should have had your dingling hanging out and just sent this
why didn't you have your knife in your hand, like out fucking drawn?
I'll fucking cut you.
And just power cording in your hand, be like, boom.
Screw that.
I was not told that this would actually be on the site. I just thought he wanted to see it on.
You know how awesome it would be if you were in XL, Sean was in 2XL, and I was in 3XL. Like when you clicked it, it changed the pictures.
Angsty, how'd you do? Hey, bro. Hey, Angsty, could you send me a picture of you wearing the shirt that I made you?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
It did not come out that creepy when he asked me, but now I'm real creeped out. That was like 3 years ago. Yeah. Shane, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Share the love, Brian.
Oh man.
That's how he gets his pictures, man.
Yeah.
Gets his free models to model them for him.
He just got socially engineered.
Mm-hmm.
It's in somebody's spank bank. Oh, man.
No, wouldn't it be called the Angst Bank?
Welcome everybody to tonight's Wednesday's Plumes of Hazard. I'm Mass Blaster 9. Forget what happened the past 10 minutes. These are my co-hosts, Understudy 70 not here at S7, Fubaka, and the Angstful Vapors on spots.
But we started over just for Will, right?
Yes, just for Will. After years and years and years of being on Monday.
Real
now
talk.
We're on Wednesday.
Where the fuck is Mooch? What's his
because Pepe Buscando decided to sue us if we did our show on Tuesdays. So here we are. We got a cyst and assist letter from good old Phil Basardo telling us, "Don't you fucking do it." Now we love you, Phil.
Don't open this fucking window.
Don't open this fucking window. We know those guys have a show on Tuesday, and actually Wednesday worked out better for everybody. So we should just change the name to the Plumes of Hazards.
Dude.
Something, I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Tomas. The inevitable schedule change before the network cancellation.
God damn.
No, we have to add another shitty a comedic sidekick first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need like an Andy Richter.
What was the dog on The Simpsons?
Santa's little helper.
No, not their actual dog, but the wacky sidekick that got put in there for that joke. What's his name?
Fuck.
They're real cool one, right? With the glasses.
Yeah, with the sunglasses and the backwards hat.
Yeah, the backwards hat. It was Moochie? Was it Moochie?
Was it Moochie?
No, crap. Poochie.
It was Poochie.
Poochie. Tomas got it.
Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you, Tomas.
I'm feeling a little insecure about my Simpsons fandom right now.
Yeah, me too. I should have known that. I
should have known that. That was like one of my favorite Simpsons memes for years. Fucking Poochie.
Oh, freaking Poochie's hilarious. Hey, Dave said he's loving the new and old pissed. Excellent. Rob was just saying the same thing this morning. I mean, earlier in the stream. And who else? Shane said that he couldn't tell the difference between the new and the old. I can personally, but I'm also like mega picky about it.
That's also because we knew.
Yeah, I mean,
we know,
but it is very similar. It's very, very similar.
It's like how I knew the difference between like Foo's Gold and then the new formula Foo's Gold. Like no one was really able to tell the difference because, one of the flavors said no. So
what are you gonna do? Excuse me.
I mean, I'm still crying about it here and there. So that's what I'm doing about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Let's get this up. Let's go. Oh, I can't talk about that yet until Masty comes back.
You bastard.
I do have to break some bad news to Will, since he's in chat. I got a message earlier from Monsieur Vanice asking some questions about options on a Limelight. And it seems like Vanice got on the regulated gloom list. I said, "You're going to make Will really sad or maybe angry." He said,
"Oh, he just question marked in chat. Wait for the delay."
So the good news is, Will, when Vanice inevitably hates it, you'll be able to buy one from him.
He's already accepted defeat.
Mm. I'm saying this is a shortcut for you because he's going to hate it. He's going to hate it. He's like the opposite of Mikey.
Are you referring to cereal commercial Mikey?
Yes, I am.
I haven't made a Mikey reference in forever, man.
Yeah, I haven't either. But that I think Vanice is to like all of vaping hardware what I am to Addies and e-liquids. I basically hate almost all of them. Occasionally find one that's good. We're playing the Vape and Art text. Are they going to stock them? What? No way.
Fuck,
Or is he just using that as a reference to the secondhand market. Ico, Rob, is that
Stash.
yeah, Stash, but is that no, that's Blue Sky I was thinking about. Ico was Stash, Ico. Which one was that? I'm trying to remember which one. I should remember. Yeah, the Panna Cotta. That one is very interesting. It is I haven't had it in quite some time, but when I had it, it was good warm. Needed some warmness to bring out that the old Panna Cotta bit. That's possible, Will. Massey, I did bring up this. I heard about this morning from Festy, and then you posted this as well. This is this shit is let's do this first because fuck new Reddit, it's awful.
Yeah.
This thread is bananas. If you haven't seen it,
Are you gonna go full blown John Madden on it? I hope you do.
So before you start that, Angsty, let's give a bit of background to this story. A few months ago, a company called Apothecary Elixirs LLC. I'm sure you've heard of them. They've been around for quite some time.
yeah.
I'm not going to say bottom of the barrel e-juice, but they were a lot lower price. Basically went out of business, and the guy running it, who made this post, basically still owes people some money. Okay, now that's not necessarily what this post is so much about. But it does tie into, look, we know this guy's wrong, people. There's a whole nother post that was posted up saying, this guy waited until, your chargeback periods were done. So we're not siding with anyone here. What this post shows, and the reason Anxie is bringing it up, is to show the discord that is still ECR on Reddit, the shit show. The manipulation, the mess that's happening with the mods, and we pointed it out a few weeks ago, months ago, whatever. I really haven't been super active in there. I don't like just the way people are, treating each other, man. It's like, why would you want to go into this, garbage subreddit, which is a shame, because there's
cool is the word you're looking for, I think.
yeah. There's a lot of people that still go there for help, because when they search on Google, they search online, it's one of the first places that comes up. It's a real shame that the mods had let it get to where it was. And really, with everything, it's been one thing after another showing that this community, because we're talking about it as a community when you're looking at it from a person's perspective of, I need help. I'm doing research on this. I'm doing research on e-cigs, and some of the top results are from ECR. So, for people who say, oh, quit talking about the drama, quit bringing up the drama and stuff like that, no, because I don't bring up the drama. I bring up the issue, because I know a lot of people will do searches and will end up there. And, there's been a lot of, as a new user, you getting banned or getting booted or something like that, it's bound to happen. And now it's just more of the same old shit. So now, Anxie, you can continue on with your story.
I'm trying to figure out what Will just said. I don't know if he's talking about me or not. I just haven't shaved in a couple of days, Will. That's all. I'm not growing my beard.
You look less socially adjusted.
look younger and less socially adjusted. Yeah, that's probably true. So let's see. Let's just go to I'll just share this part of the screen. That way, if we want to, I should be able to. Was it this? Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. And then we can draw arrows. So that's the short of his message, right? It looks like he was Apothecary is basically going out of business, and it looks like he just decided to take a different job, and that happens, all the time. But to Massey's point, there were a bunch of people down here in the comments that did comment saying that they were either missing orders for months, and the guy came back, Randy, I guess his name was. And full disclosure, I've never ordered from this company, but they have been, Massey's right, they have been around for quite some time. But there have been problems over the last couple of months as he's been ramping up to with his new job. Excuse me. Sorry, I just coughed right at the mic. Well, anyway, but stuff. So the point is, he took half of this post to say that, and then the other half of the post basically just saying, "I want to get on my soapbox for a moment about another topic, moderation." And the short version is he's upset about similar things that other people have raised multiple times in the last few months about the moderation that's going on in the ECR, which is a bummer. It's a bummer. I mean, one of the most problematic mods was eventually he quote unquote stepped down.
Yeah.
And then he got back in somehow, and then eventually got back up to full permissions again, and then he stepped down again. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of problems in Reddit, and in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but
don't forget the singling out people that are in the ECR Discord.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
that was a whole nother mess because Anthony Vapes went on there and started saying that's where
it all stems from, dude.
People were doxing him because he didn't know how to use Discord. You know, like that was a mess.
Yeah.
You know, pulling up his personal information and harassing him and all that because I mean it was a mess.
It is a mess. Will does have very strong opinions about Reddit. That's true, and to me, and this we've been around, even ECR, for long enough to where, you know, I do remember when I first started vaping, it was like vaping back in 2013, 2014. It was a lot of grassrootsy kinds of people trying to get off smoking, and it was mostly good. And then as time went on into, you know, probably 2016, 2017, it just got worse and worse and worse about, I mean, it was just constant spamming of and astroturfing of, you know, the cheap Chinese stuff and whatever. I mean, I have no problem with people using it, but it was a lot of kind of shady stuff going on. And there was a lot of crappy giveaways that went well and some that didn't go so well. And people just getting caught up in a lot of drama garbage, and it just got worse and worse. And then lately, you know, in the last few months, when this new crew of mods got in there with, you know, that were just kind of sort of handpicked out of nowhere without any consultation of the people, it got even worse. And I think what they're trying to do, I think they believe in what they're trying to do. I think I can say that without reservation. I think they do believe they're trying to implement and keep to the rules, some of which were their interpretations of, you know, the Reddit global rules and stuff. But the problem is a lot of those rules are shit. I mean, they're garbage. And if you dare get in there and say something negative about a topic or even a person that happens to, you know, disagree with you or whatever, all of a sudden you're labeled as, you know, harassing when you disagree, and you're commenting on a Reddit forum, or you're labeled as a hate speech by whoever's definition, right? And that's the problem with hate speech, is you're subject to a subjective set of rules that are not written down anywhere, right? It's whatever somebody happens to feel at the time, and it's a shitty policy. And that does roll up to the overall Reddit thing. I mean, people are quoting what's her name, Ellen, what's her face, the old CEO of Reddit, quoting her, and she's just a terrible human being. And I don't know, the whole thing is garbage, and the rules that they're trying to enforce are garbage. And there's a lot of big dick swinging trying to go on in there. People get real big head when they're given really big power, like the moderation over a subreddit, and insisting that they're treated, you know, little bit like Kings. I don't know. The whole thing stinks to me. The whole thing is just it's just crappy. And that thread is full of it. It's full of all of it. It's full of users that are tired of it. It's full of mods that some of which are handling it okay and some of which are not. To be honest, I'm shocked that it stayed up. They have shown in the last few months that they have no problem just deleting whole threads or whole comment strings that are stuff that they don't like, bending rules for their own mods on their mod team. And
Linda, she don't listen.
Yeah, it's crappy. Yep, gatekeeper's got to gatekeep. Yep, which is just, I mean, it's sad. It's sad. Sad to see something go. And we've I don't know how many times we've said that on this show over the years, but it's been more than one.
Yeah, I have like Easter has been part of my general rotation of subs. I check
Sure
a while. So, but what it is, all good things come to an end. Pretty fine example of it.
Yeah. Here's something that I'm trying to be careful about how I word things. If you have to, who was it? It was Craig. Do you remember when Craig was posting on Facebook the rules for vape reviewers?
Yes.
Yeah, hilarious series, by the way. If you've ever seen it, I think he posted just on his wall and then reposted in some groups. He may have posted in the iOS group. I'm pretty sure one of the ones that I submitted, because they asked me if I had any rules, and I submitted a couple, and I'm relatively certain I said this a long time ago. If you have to call yourself honest, like give yourself that label, that automatically makes you very, very suspect, in my opinion. That's not something you use to describe yourself. That's something that other people should probably be describing you. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, and then you get to the waters of like that being a part of the brand people want to build around themselves. Like,
right?
Yeah.
I think how my original phrasing of that thing was something to the nature of like, I don't accept any free juice because I'm gonna buy them with my own money and then tell you exactly what I think because I'm not beholden to anybody. Okay, that's fine. But just there's a real fine line between that and proclaiming that you're the honest one, which means all the other ones aren't. You gotta be real careful with that. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that are
is this gonna become a meme now whenever it gets sent anything like here's my honest review of
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, and I'll use us as an example. We've always said that from the beginning, we try to not accept very much free shit, at least back when we were big time. We pushed back on most of it because we didn't want to have to even feel pressured to say something was good when it wasn't. So, 90+% of the stuff that we've ever had out here on the show, it's all been shit that we bought.
I'm glad Yeehee didn't send us stuff, man. Have you seen the last few mods they put out?
Yeah, exactly.
Woof.
Yeah. Yeah, Rob, that's right. It's most of vape reviewers, and you just got to be careful. Got to be careful. Even if it's true, right? You still got to be careful because then you're just being shitty. and even if it's not true, then it's shitty in a different way, right? You're patting yourself on the back for doing something that honestly you should be doing anyway, right? That should be a given. When you get onto YouTube and say, hey, I like this thing, or hey, I hate this thing, it shouldn't be because somebody is either paying you or not paying you enough money to say that it's good, right? I mean, that's, in theory, you should be doing that. And in fact, I think that's even part of the YouTube TOS. I think you're supposed to say if you got shit for free or not, right? Because otherwise it's like a commercial. Anyway. Yeah, Rob, and that's totally fine. I mean, I think that's totally a valid thing because I have gotten some things for free, for example, and I try to always tell you that I got it for free, and regardless of that, I still try to give you exactly what happened, my experience around it, and what I think about it. But you should be watching us enough to where you can trust that, coming from somebody, right? Not from me saying, "Hey, would I lie to you?"
Yeah, and there have been people that have bought shit off a recommendation or something I recommended specifically or angsty, and they didn't like it. You know, doesn't make us wrong.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, maybe it wasn't for you.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe. You know?
Maybe.
Shit. I talked Duro into buying an entry-level high-end Squonker. Like, shit. No Rugrats.
Right.
I mean, he probably regrets it now because there's no Dakotas in it, but yeah, I'm sure he likes it.
What up, Ace? You didn't miss anything, Garth. We're just suggesting that you got to be careful when you, as a vape reviewer, say that you're the honest one, because whatever you think you should say that. It's just you just need to be careful about it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It does look like we got picked up a new mod over there, but it looks like he's just over chat, which is fine. Yes.
Duro seal approval. Woo!
Good. I'm glad. Wait, was that the Filipino one? The limo, right?
This little guy, yeah.
The limo. Yeah, you're right, Will. But I still hold out that there are a few subs that are less bad. But if they do try to implement the silly site-wide rules too strictly, it's got to be careful. Yeah, I'm glad, Rob. That's good, because the Hazard, I think it had some niggles, right? It had a few little things that were kind of annoying about it, but it was good adding, for sure. For sure. Ooh, Filipinos represent the Pinoy. Yeah, that's right. Well, they haven't been, the good subs haven't been noticed yet, and I do think that back in the day, I do think that it was fine. But things have changed, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So anyway, what are you up to over there, Massey? Everything okay?
Trying to find a battery for my little Ecobee sensor.
Your little what sensor?
Ecobee. It's a little room temperature sensor.
Oh,
that goes with the thermostat.
Okay, gotcha.
It's one of these button 2032s.
Mm-hmm. I got a sheet of those somewhere over here.
Yeah, I have a sheet, but I thought it was 2032s, but it was I was just reading Foo's comment. I guess Chuff is sending them dick pics. All right. Never gets old.
Well, it's in the Discord, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't, because I don't have it set up on this machine for that reason. I don't want that shit magic. You know, by default, that shit magically opens and does all kinds of shit. And
yeah.
No. Absolutely no. Yeah.
Well, and the girls say no vaping subreddits. I don't care enough anymore. We don't either, but at the same time, I don't think Facebook is any better. Most Facebook groups are really not much better.
Facebook sometimes is even worse.
Yeah, at least you can upload and download on Reddit. You know?
Right. Yeah, Facebook is just not all the shit's always on top, unless a moderator locks it and hope that it goes away at some point.
Yeah, that or banning the person does it worse.
Girth, I agree. I think Discord's good in a lot of ways. In fact, we've been using it more and more lately ourselves. But the problem with Discord is it's single-threaded, right? You've got just a list to chat, and if you miss something or you're away for a little while, it's effectively gone.
But dude, the search function is really good.
It is pretty good. It is. But like if you look at Slack, you can at least have like at least one tier of a hierarchy, and and talk off to the side on one particular subject instead of just spamming the main chat.
Yeah,
I think if Discord had that, and it did the rotating camera thing, we'd probably be figuring out how to stream that to YouTube instead.
Yeah, but it's really weird with devices too. like I said, I was having a problem with my Bluetooth headset with it just taking over. Even though I was telling Windows not to allow any other program to take it, and so what do I know? I just freaking make ice cream. Stupid technology.
Oh, now I'm interested. Will the Discord is compromised by design? I think that's true in some ways, at least the ones that I know about, because I think it originally, if I'm right, this is my impression of it, I think it was originally designed to be super, super, super lightweight in order to use it while you're streaming games, right? And not to be intrusive and that kind of thing. But that has unfortunately limited some of its functionality, at least the higher end functionality, like what we're talking about. Like the video actually is not too shabby, but it's not terribly conducive for doing something like this.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately one of the things that Hangout still does really well for us, is that it gives you a live thumbnail at the bottom, but whoever's talking is got the main cam, and we can change that on the fly, and we can present people and whatever. And Discord just doesn't have some of that functionality.
I mean, like you're talking about like stuff being compromised by design. We come run Google fucking Hangouts, dude.
Yeah,
they're shut down Google Plus in April because they don't have anyone left to collect data.
Yeah, that's true.
Started with the Google Effects app and YouTube.
Whoa, what? Duro said, what about that MechMod user that died? What?
Oh, yeah. You guys hear about that?
No, I
didn't want to bring it up because there are 3 different articles out about it that are very different. So yeah. I'm not touching that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And new things keep coming out. Like, one report had one thing and it was wrong, and the other reports, so it's kind of all over the place. But anyways, yeah, supposedly the one report said the ePen or eSig pen blew up. Well, then another one was like, no, it wasn't a pen. And he wasn't a new user. He was an experienced user with a mech mod. And I mean, he went to a shop and the shop couldn't touch it because of, the regulations. And so, and basically shit blew up and cut his artery, and he bled out inside of his car. What? Yeah, he tried to crawl out the trunk. I don't know why, or something like that. So
speak English. What are you talking about?
Rob says he died from medical malpractice. Anyway, so it sounds like
Dimitri covered it well. Can you imagine if we went through with doing Tuesdays and we just opened the show like, hello, my vaping friends. Oh no, hello, my fellow vapors.
Hello, my fellow vapors. Yes.
Hello, my fellow vapors. I'm gonna be vaping on mentholated peach iced tea.
Oh man, that sucks, Rob. That sucks. So it sounds like it's the likely explanation is what a lot of things are, is they're pointing at vaping in that it was involved, but that wasn't the problem.
Did they not operate on him because they had Nana Cream in his pocket?
Oh boy. You had to go there, didn't you?
I was angling to make a Nana Cream joke all show, and
5 milligram Nana Cream. Thanks for the ad.
It sounds like it. I was gonna say maybe they found some Mount Baker vapor in his pocket. And they're like, yeah, this guy's broke as shit. Don't operate on this guy. We're gonna have to pay for it all. Maybe. Oh man.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little dangerous to operate right when something's freshly lodged into your shit. I don't know.
Gross.
What I should do is send it to my cousin, who's a doctor.
Just gonna call him up. Hey,
there's a
dude. I've gone like months without talking to him, and I'll just like hit him up out of the blue.
Mooch has a new video up about battery basics for vapors, episode 3. It says, "Do regulated vaping devices protect the batteries we use?" There's a lot of debate regarding whether we need to worry about what batteries we use in regulated vaping devices. In this video, I take a look at what protections these regulator devices offer and see if that's enough to protect us from any bad battery choices. So, pretty good.
On that note, speaking of which, my brother,
I'll put the link in chat,
is dating someone that vapes, and she, is not a hobbyist vapor, sub-tank user, just vapes to get off the smokes, which is great. But she's been having a hard time lately. She was talking about or telling him, and he was telling me that her batteries are dying quickly or whatever. And so I was showing him around the features of the charger that he bought a long time ago at my recommendation or whatever. Showing him how you can kind of keep track of things, watch it come out. And first of all, Massey, I was going to mention this particular charger. Crap! Now I have to remember. I'm almost positive this is right. If you do a little button dance, right, on it, and I'm pretty sure this is like the Nightcore i4 new version. I think that's actually is like new version. So it's like the newer version of the one that I had years ago. Yeah, and got some additional shit on there. One of the things you can do though is you can set the max limit of how much your battery gets charged back up. So you can just charge it back up to 3.7 if you want. Or you can charge it up to 4.2 or 4.3. You can make it charge a battery to 4.3. And I've been meaning to go back and do this, and I totally forgot this week because I've been swamped at work. But he showed me, he took a picture of the LCD on the front where you could toggle it up to overcharge the battery. I was sitting there going, what? And she hadn't been doing that because apparently you got to monkey with it to get it to do it. But he was just curious and saw it, and he's like, "Is this a problem?" Yeah, that sounds like a big fuck problem. I mean, Mooch has always said if you want to extend the life of your batteries, the first thing you do is you charge them with 4.1. The last time he was on here, if your charger will let you do it, if you get it almost all the way charged, but you stop short of 4.2, that'll apparently, he said it reduces the wear of the battery a lot. But 4.2, from what I've been told, is always the absolute max you should ever recharge these batteries to. Anyway, so I thought that A, that was interesting. B, he was using these batteries, and I got him. I pulled the info off. I had him take a picture, and I pulled the info off. He was using these Samsungs that are relatively high. I think they were 30 Qs, but she uses like a 0.2 head and like vapes it at like 80 watts, and it's a little beyond the load that those batteries can take. So I told him about it. I was like, okay, look, I know he doesn't care about all this shit. I was like, there's a million kinds of batteries out there. There's a million kinds of things that they do well. Each one kind of does its own things. Some of them work really well and regulated, have high capacity but low amperage, the whole thing. I was like, here, let me point you at some good batteries. Buy these, and she'll probably start having less problems. But that did bother me. I need to figure this out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what that's all about.
Let's see.
I wonder if it's for a different type of battery.
Well, you'd think it would know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, specifically for Nightcore, yes. Like on a hobby charger, you could pick the battery style, but you could bring some lipos alive by using the lead acid setting and charge it up to a certain point, so then it can start charging.
And most of those know it too, right? If you throw an old NiCad AA in there, it won't charge it 4.2, right? It actually it knows when you put it in there. Check this shit out though. I just Googled for it. So the new i4, apparently there are different cells that go to 4.35.
There you go.
Maybe that's what. Maybe I hope to God it knows when you stick it in there. However, this thing knows.
What I've liked about Nightcore chargers, I have a D2. I can recharge my rechargeable AA's on it.
Yeah, right. Most of them you can. That's
what I like about them. They're multi-battery compatible.
Right. If you look right here, it takes nickel metal hydride NiCads, AA, AAA, C's and D's, and then obviously it
takes
stuff. But no, I am unfamiliar with this particular thing, but I hope that it knows the difference of that, because that seems awfully dangerous to me.
Do they make 4.35 volt unprotected?
They must, because it's saying there's expanded capability or compatibility to support these two different battery styles. I need to do a little more Googling on that. But it did wig me out a little bit when he showed it to me. But hopefully it knows the difference.
So speaking of chargers, a second bay broke in my luck.
Uh-oh.
You know, it's funny because the two most used bays are the ones that are broken now.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I kind of, you know, it's literally never left that dresser that it sits on top of.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's traveled me here and there. And so I think it was pretty fucking dusty on the inside.
Yeah.
And what I realized, I'm like, basically, like, I'm pretty good about, like, vacuuming down here on the rag and wiping down my desk and everything. But, like, the one thing I don't fucking clean out on the norm, my goddamn charger, just, like, caked up dust in there and shit. And, you know, it gets moist down here during the summer. It's like, so now I have a 4-bay charger that's a 2-bay. Call it a convertible.
Hey, so tell me on that one, does it push the full amperage to all the bays?
Yeah, it can do 0.5. It can do 0.5 and 1 amp to all 4 bays, but it does 2 amp to the 2 central bays.
Okay. So the X-Star is the opposite, right? The 2 outside bays are the ones that do the. If you only have a battery in one or both of those, then it'll do an amp. But the inside only does, I think, half an amp or something.
Oh, so it's kind of like a night core.
Mm-hmm.
Like the i4, if you have 1 and 3, it's 750. If you have all 4, it's 375.
Mm-hmm.
Or just a single cell, I believe, is also 750.
Oh, yeah. Duro's talking about the German guy from the Budget Light Forums. I've heard of that guy, and he does do a really good job as well. That's not Torchy, though. That's a different guy, I think.
SC4 can do 2 amp for all 4 bays. So the thing is, like, I just leave my charger at 0.5. I gotta, you know, I never need it. I haven't needed to charge my batteries in a hurry in a while, so
yeah,
kind of nice.
So Will, that actually happened to my first VC4. So that one actually traveled with me several times, just thrown in my backpack, and it did end up doing the same kind of thing. I had to monkey with I think that one anyway had a wonky connector in the back, which is it's obnoxious. It's totally obnoxious. This one, I haven't moved it. Like, it's sat right here for a couple of years now. And I've got a VC2, I think, that I've got in my bag that I carry with me. That way I'm not taxing my regular one. I have vape mail coming.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that. That I was hoping it would be here for the show this week, but it's not. It's going to be here in a couple of days. So I'll talk about that next week. What else do I have coming? Well, I'm hoping my regulated limelight should be here soon. I hope. I don't know when it's coming, but I hope it's coming soon. Oh, I could ask Ace. Ace is right here in the chat. No, I'm not going to ask Ace. It'll be here when it gets here. Speaking of which, hey Fu, what do you vape on tonight? We haven't done that yet.
I got my SX Mini with the Narta and Snowdrift. Same shit as usual, man.
Mm-hmm. I saw you posted a picture of the insides.
So yeah, I made a post in the Facebook group that I opened up my SX Mini, my bitch, and yesterday. It started with just the little sleeve part here, feeling like the slightest bit loose. So I bought the Torx driver, and I'm like, let me tighten the screws. And I'm like, wait, I never opened this thing up, and I've had it for almost 4 years. So let's go in there.
Yeah.
And we did. And to my surprise, because I've run mainly tanks on this thing, and I've had plenty of tanks leak on this thing, what have you, flood, whatever.
Yeah.
There wasn't shit on the inside of this thing. This thing is sealed really fucking well. The only way I could conceivably see you getting juice into this thing is through the screen, which would permeate through the board, which would fuck it, or through the buttons, whatever. I don't know. I'm surprised because I've had some pretty colossal, leaks on this thing. I've had a lot of, I've had tanks I'm trying out let me down. So what I did notice. So there was no damage on the inside. There was no juice, nothing. There were little bits of dust here and there, so I just blew it out and put it back together. I was like expecting an adventure, but I'm kind of glad that it wasn't. But like the only damage that was done, you look at the screw there, it's a little like very mildly corroded on the outside, just because
flavor oxidized.
acids and shit. So that's it. Screws are a little gross, but So if you have an SX Mini, probably don't got juice in it. I said this in the post. If you manage to get juice inside this thing, get some smokes for yourself. Okay. I bought solid fucking. It's heavy. That's really it. That's the only bad thing I can say about it. But it's got one of my favorite fire buttons on it.
It's got a great fire button on it.
I don't need to use the fucking up and down buttons anymore. I just have my shit set. The finish though, like as much abuse as I've given this thing, this started happening first. This started fading from just setting it down on tables and shit.
Yep.
This happened from a fall and good.
Yeah, that besides the fact that it's heavy, the other problem with that is that paint on that frame. It was pretty shit. Mine back when I was still using it did the same thing on the bottom, and I managed to keep the outside reasonably well, but it did get a ding at some point on the side. But
I've been using so I started using the SX Mini because I got sent this to try out, and I've been loving it. And in some ways, it's a little more convenient than squonking because it's for me. I've gotten the hang of filling it, and I can refill this quicker than I can refill a squonker. Put it that way. And
you just need to do it 2 or 3 times as often.
Yeah, it's fine. It takes 2 seconds. Whatever. I know that it's not a knock on squonking. I mean, I'm probably going to go back to squonking at some point. But this has been a nice detour. I got a nice fat coil in here, so I have a NAR vape. There's there are people who don't necessarily like the vapeless thing. I like it. Snowdrift is in here. It tastes yummy. Good. Someone said my shit's not sealed anymore because I opened it up. Dude, the seal on this thing was not. It wasn't like, pulling apart. It's
definitely pulled apart a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So if you can get your hands on one of these, this is the M class, I want to say.
Yeah.
I guarantee you could probably find this somewhere.
Yeah.
Get your hand on the secondhand one, do it.
Yeah, mine's probably in a bin somewhere in the back of the closet, and it probably still works great. It's probably still got a battery in it. Hopefully not.
Why don't you turn into a squonk mech?
Yeah, Duro, that does seem to happen. Of the 4 of my latest VC5As, I have one of them that is not as good. One of them gets drained down and starts sagging. A little earlier than the other ones do, for sure. Mooch said Mollicel are the only guaranteed top quality cells. I thought Mollicel were the ones that are now selling the Sonys. Isn't that right? I have to come back and look. Yes. Yeah, you're right. So you're just handling Brando's question about what flavor Snowdrift is.
Yeah. Snowdrift is from Bigglesworth Labs. If you didn't know, it's icicles, bananas, earthy, tobacco. I think I mentioned this before. It tastes fucking amazing, in my opinion. It's one of my favorite liquids. But people around you may not like how it smells in the air. It doesn't have the most pleasant room note.
Yeah.
It's not the worst of juices that I've tried. It obviously does not have any honey in it. But it ain't, it's probably hit or miss. Like Abolishment, Limeade, and Bedding, those are safer flavors to vape around people.
Yeah, for sure. I've never had anybody say that they didn't like Railcracker, Abolishment, or Get Pissed. That's always been thumbs up.
Oh, how can I forget Railcracker? That's probably the best thing you could vape around people.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you vaping, you put it in your jacket pocket, you still smell like graham crackers for a bit.
Yeah. I got into a car. I was driving somewhere, and I gave a buddy of mine a ride there. And when he got in the car, he's like, "What is that?" I said, "Does it smell like Teddy Grahams?" He said, "Yeah, it does." Yeah. Thanks, Murata. Robert just reminded me. It's Murata that's the one selling the Sony things. Sorry, I had that backwards. Two new weird M names that I got mixed up. Mooch's Patreon question video, he talks about it. Good. Thank you for that. To finish that segment off, as per usual, I got my Limelight Gloom with a RAM board inside. There's a Haku Vena on top of that with a Crispmon bell cap, Omen drip tip, and rail cracker. This can be used at derailment.co. By the way, I was putting in another order the other day, and it came in. Here's some of it. It came in, and when I was checking out, I was like, I've forgotten how cheap this is. It's a very inexpensive e-liquid, which makes me happy.
Yeah, Bigglesworth. I think Bigglesworth prices are in line with derailments. 225 at 120, right? Yeah, I got
something like that. Yeah,
I think it was like 50 shipped ish for 120s of Snowdrift.
Something like that. Yeah, it is. It's in line with the rest of his stuff for sure. Rob says he's steeping his rail cracker. So there's a reason why I buy mine in batches. I don't buy shitloads of them. So back in the day when I was getting mine on the rail cracker black market, so to speak, or I guess the ginger market, I should say, I was getting it in liters, and that's fine because rail cracker steeps fine, but I actually really like it fresh personally. There's a reason why I order it in just a handful of 120s at a time, because A, I go through it quickly, but B, I actually quite like it when it's fresh. If it's fresh, it's got a little bit more of a bite, and that's one of the things that a lot of people, including me, say that they like about rail crackers. It's got a little bit of a kick to it without having to have a lot of nick. And that was I'm a poet and I didn't realize it. Yeah.
That's that spice.
It's got a little spicy to it, which is good, and it hits you in a really nice kind of way. But I mean, it's obviously fine when it steeps as well. It gets a little sweeter, but I do like it. Do like it fresh. It's not as distinct of a fresh needs to be fresh like Lushington from Stash, which is fantastic. But that shit needs to be like vaped quick, in my opinion. It's much better when it's fresh. Albin, you got 4 30s of rail cracker? What? Oh, of old rail cracker. Oh.
What? Dude, no. That might be too old at this point. Try vapor.
If you got that, like getting that off the Titan site, that's
like, yeah, because
old.
So like I had a year-old bottle of old rail cracker once, and it did not vape very good. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that now.
Busted out.
It may have separated some. I have no idea. It was getting poppy. I was like, my fucking limbs were falling off. Like,
wait, glass bottles? Where did you get rail cracker in glass bottles? I don't remember rail cracker ever coming in glass bottles. Am I crazy?
30s may have been in the 30s were in glass.
Maybe.
Yeah, for the 120s were in those like that very particular bottle.
Yeah, the flask style.
Yeah,
I still got one around here somewhere. That was a great bottle.
I liked them. I like those caps. The twisty caps are filling smaller bottles because they vented out from the top or bottom in this case, right?
Right.
So you could fill a 30 like 2 squeezes.
Yeah. Festy said. Nareg did say the first drop of the REA is going to go to his best supporters. Yeah, the knee pads are in full swing.
Oh, should we link knee pads on Amazon in our show description? Whatever Amazon's choice is for dick riding. You might know you need a pillow for that.
So the thing is, if I remember right, when I talked to him about this a while back, when he was just discussing releasing another atomizer, he did say that he was thinking about doing that, and he was doing it because he didn't want to deal with all of the. I'm trying to remember the phrase that he used. So I'm paraphrasing here, but I think the whole master list thing, and like there's a lot of paperwork that he goes through that he tries really hard to make everything fair, and tries a lot harder than a lot of people, I think, to try to make sure that everybody gets a hold of the thing that they're after, at least give it his best shot. And I think he's kind of tired of it. I think he was wanting to just say, look, here's a list of the people that have been purchasing from me for a really long time. I'm going to let them buy this thing first. Costello, we do not have an ETA for InnoJam, but I do know 100% that it's being worked on. Josh is beta testing it and working on it now. Yeah. We'll definitely let you guys know when it's out.
Absolutely.
And for people, which I think Costello is one of them, that need extra Nick, go buy yourself a big bottle of Nick. Then you can give yourself a little squirty on top and get you up to 12.
He has like a fucking flask full of 100 milligram base, pulls it out.
Yeah.
Pour it into with Addy.
Well, just like I used to do with raspberry mint, right? Because it was.
Oh yeah, you fucking freak.
It was never minty enough. I had to add more. Always had to add more, especially when it started getting weird towards the end. I always had to add more.
Mints are at their best like the first 2-3 weeks you have them. They're at their mintiest, and then they start to dip a little.
Baby bottle of Nick in the freezer.
Baby bottle.
Maybe not the baby bottle. Maybe that's not the best container.
You have a 3-year-old in your freezer? Fuck. I got dark really quick. Why you have to do that?
It's only vaping.
It's only vape.
Why do you have to be mad? that could totally apply to that ACR thread too. It's only game.
For real.
You're a big gay. Why you have to be mad?
That's a 3-year-old little
little.
Little.
Yeah, he's got a 3-year-old babby in his. He's right.
Oh, you got to do what you got to do. And Massey, everything okay?
Good.
I just got an invite from Colin to play golf with your friends. Nice.
Ew.
I want to play right now.
I haven't played that in a while. That sounds like a good idea.
You want to play? We should play.
Yeah, we should play that.
Oh, yeah, we should end the show then. Fuck these guys.
You guys go play. I got to run.
All right.
No, Matt, you're coming too. You're playing with Babby.
No,
he says. All right, everybody, thank you for coming out.
Get golf with your friends. It's fun to play with your friends.
It is fun
on a Wednesday.
Thank you for coming on a Wednesday. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate you guys coming out. We will be back here next week on Wednesday, just like this week.
Okay, by the way, I already forgot that we were doing a show Wednesday tonight because I agreed to work after hours, and my sister reminded me. My sister actually gets your show on Wednesdays now. I'm like,
Young my way to San Francisco.